Good afternoon and welcome to this in-depth exploration of the biochemistry of blood clotting, one of the most vital processes in the human body. So let's begin. Every day our blood vessels experience micro-injuries, and without a properly functioning system, even minor cuts can be life-threatening. In this video we will explore the full journey of clot formation, starting from the initial vascular damage through to the immediate response of platelets, the activation of the coagulation cascade, the formation of fibrin to stabilise the clot, and finally how the body carefully regulates this process to prevent both excessive bleeding and inappropriate clot formation. We will also discuss clinical implications such as hemophilia, thrombosis, and how anticoagulant medications interact with this system. By the end, you will not only understand the step of blood clotting, but also the underlying biochemical mechanisms that make it an efficient and precisely regulated system essential to human survival. So blood clotting or coagulation is a critical surviving mechanism that protects us from life-threatening blood loss. When a vessel is damaged, blood must be stopped from escaping, and the body has evolved a sophisticated system to achieve this almost instantaneously. So clotting has various purposes. First, it prevents excessive blood loss, maintaining circulatory volume and blood pressure. Secondly, it acts as a barrier to pathogens. Bacteria and viruses cannot easily enter the bloodstream through open wounds. Third, the clot provides a temporary scaffold that allows tissue repair to proceed efficiently. This process relies on a combination of cellular components such as platelets and biochemical molecules, including coagulation factors, enzymes, and signaling proteins. Each component must act in a precise sequence, as any imbalance can lead to a dangerous bleeding or inappropriate clot formation, which could cause strokes, heart attacks, or deep vein thrombosis. So platelets or thrombocytes are small anuclear-like cell fragments derived from megakaryocytes in the bone marrow. Despite their tiny size, they are essential first responders to vascular injury. When a blood vessel is damaged, the underlying collagen and other subendothelial proteins are exposed. Platelets adhere to these surfaces via specific receptors such as glycoproteins 1A, 2A, 1B, 9 and 5. This adhesion triggers platelet activation, causes the cells to change shape from smooth discs to spiky projections, increasing their surface area and inability to interact with other platelets. So the activated platelets release chemical signals including ADP, thromboxane A2 and serotonin, which recruit additional platelets to the site and amplify the clotting response. Platelets also provide a phospholipid surface necessary for the assembly of coagulation complexes, effectively serving as a platform for the clotting cascade. The initial platelet plug forms a temporary barrier to blood loss while setting the stage for fibrin stabilization. The clotting cascade is a sequential chain reaction of enzymatic events designed to amplify the clotting signal rapidly. It consists of three main pathways: intrinsic, extrinsic, and common pathways. The intrinsic pathway is activated by factors present in the blood itself, typically triggered by the internal vessel injury. The extrinsic pathway is initiated when tissue factor is exposed due to trauma outside the vessel. Both pathways converge on a common pathway, resulting in the activation of thrombin. Thrombin is a central enzyme of coagulation. It converts soluble fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin strands, which form a dense mesh over the platelet plug. This meshwork stabilizes the clot, preventing further blood loss and providing a framework for tissue repair. So the intrinsic and extrinsic pathways represent two different mechanisms for initiating coagulation, each responding to different triggers. The intrinsic pathway, also known as the contact activation pathway, is triggered by damage to the endothelium inside the vessel. This involves factors 7, 8, 9, and 13, and is slower but highly amplifiable. The extrinsic pathway or tissue factor pathway is activated when tissue factor is exposed at the site of external injury. This primarily involves factor 7 and is faster, providing a rapid initial response. Despite different initiation points, both pathways converge on factor X, activating a common pathway. Factor XA, together with factor 5, converts prothrombin to thrombin, which then converts fibrinogen into fibrin to stabilize the clot. So thrombin's main role in clot formation is a conversion of fibrinogen, a soluble plasma protein, into insoluble fibrin strands. These strands interweave around the platelet plug, forming a dense, stable mesh. This fibrin network is critical for providing mechanical strength to the clot. Without fibrin, the platelet plug would be weak and easily dislodged by blood flow. Fibrin also traps red blood cells and other blood components, further strengthening the clot. The formation of fibrin is highly regulated, ensuring that it only occurs at the site of injury. Specialized enzymes prevent fibrin formation elsewhere, maintaining a balance between clotting and normal blood flow. Once the clot is formed, platelets within the clot contract in a process called clot retraction. This pulls the edges of the damaged vessel together, reducing the size of the wound and helping restore vascular integrity. Meanwhile, the surrounding endothelial cells and connective tissue begin the repair process, gradually replacing the clot with new tissue. Once healing is sufficiently advanced, the clot is dissolved through fibrinolysis, restoring normal blood flow. This dynamic process ensures that clotting is temporary and localized, preventing unnecessary obstruction in the bloodstream while allowing efficient tissue repair. So blood clotting is tightly regulated to maintain balance. Anticoagulant proteins such as antithrombin 3 and protein C prevent uncontrolled clot formation by inhibiting key clotting factors. Fibrinolysis is another regulatory mechanism in which plasmin breaks down fibrin into soluble fragments once tissue repair is complete. This prevents persistent clots that can block blood vessels. Maintaining this balance is essential. If clotting is insufficient, excessive bleeding can occur. If clotting is too much, dangerous thrombi may form, leading to strokes, heart attack, or deep vein thrombosis. The body's ability to carefully control clotting is a testament to the precision of biochemical regulation. Understanding blood clotting is essential in medicine. Hemophilia, a genetic disorder, results from missing clotting factors and leads to excessive bleeding. Even minor injuries can become dangerous. Conversely, thrombosis occurs when clots form inappropriately inside blood vessels, obstructing blood flow. This can cause heart attacks, strokes, or pulmonary embolism. Anticoagulant medications such as warfarin, heparin, and direct oral anticoagulants are used to prevent excessive clotting. Clotting factor replacement therapy is used for hemophilia patients. Studying the clotting cascade can help scientists and doctors develop treatments for these conditions and ensures patient safety. So to summarise, blood clotting is an elegant, highly coordinated biochemical process. Platelets act as first responders, forming the initial plug, while a cascade of clotting factors produces thrombin and fibrin to stabilise the clot. Clot retraction and fibrinolysis ensure the clot is temporary, and regulatory proteins maintain the delicate balance between bleeding and clotting. Understanding this system is essential for medicine, physiology, and biochemistry, as it demonstrates how the body uses precise molecular mechanisms to protect itself and maintain health. Every step from initial vascular injury to clot dissolution highlights the remarkable efficiency and sophistication of the human body's defense mechanisms.